Hey everyone, Forrest here, and today I want to give you my top 9 things to stop doing in photography if you want to keep your data and your images safe. Let's dive in. Number 1 is to stop keeping your cord connected to your external hard drive when you put it in your camera bag. I see this one all the time. People will get done editing, they'll unplug their hard drive, but they'll leave the cord connected to the drive and they'll throw it in their camera bag. And I'll be honest with you all, I've seen more ports broken off from inside of an external hard drive than probably crashed hard drives. It happens all the time. If you think about it, that hard drive in your camera bag, it's gonna be bouncing around and it's gonna put a lot of pressure on this cord. And like I said, I see the ports break out on the inside, which is a pretty expensive repair. So when you're gonna put your drive in your camera bag, disconnect it, put your drive in separately, give your cord a nice little wind and throw it in there separately. All right, this is gonna be a contentious one, but please stop editing photos when you're sitting on your couch or on your bed. Of all the things that I see that cause image corruption, Lightroom catalog corruption, one of the biggest things is hard drives coming unplugged during an editing session. And you're kind of asking for it when you're editing on a soft surface. So if you do like editing on the couch or a bed, I would pick up one of these. This is a soft pocket that you can attach to the back of your laptop screen, slide your hard drive into it, and it connects your hard drive and your laptop. And I love these. Link down in the description if you want to pick one up. So if you are a couch or bed editor, pick one of these up, but without this, I would really consider not doing that because you just run too much risk of an accidental disconnection. All right, number 3, don't share memory cards between cameras without formatting first. Now, you can do this all you want. I share cards between cameras all the time, but you wanna make sure that the first thing you do when you put that memory card into a different camera is format it. It will prevent so many problems down the line. So for me, I have one of these. This is a memory card wallet, and it holds all of my memory cards. It's got a big little pockets for each one, and I have all my cards in here. And my rule is that if the memory card is in this little wallet, it's formatable, meaning the photos are elsewhere, they've been backed up, I can format the cards that are in here. So I take a card out of my wallet, I put it in either of my cameras, and the very first thing I do is format. Now, for those of you who don't know, formatting does erase all of the data on the memory card. So don't do this with images that are not backed up in multiple other places, but make that a good habit. When you put a card in a new camera, give it a format. And that leads me right into number 4, which is not formatting your memory cards regularly. Please get in the habit of formatting cards on a regular routine basis. My rule, even if it's not a new camera, every time I take a card and I put it into my camera, the first thing I do is format. And those of you who've been watching my videos for a while, you know I follow a very strict workflow of importing photos, backing up those photos, and then formatting the memory card. Import, backup, format. And that's there for a reason. It ensures that our images are safe, but it also ensures that our memory cards are getting regular formats, which means that they will last longer and you have less likelihood of corrupted images. All right, number 5 is a big one. If your images only live on 2 separate hard drives, please don't bring those 2 hard drives on the same trip or put them in the same camera bag. I'll give you guys an example here. 2 hard drives, right? One is my main photo drive, one is my backup photo drive. I never want these 2 hard drives to travel together unless I have a third copy somewhere else. People will take their 2 hard drives and they'll throw them in their camera bag and they'll bring them on a trip. Well, if someone steals your camera bag and you don't have a third copy of your images, you lose everything. So the first answer is have everything 3 places, right? Have an off-site copy, follow the 3-2-1 rule. But if you do only have 2 copies and you're going on a trip, leave one at home. Only bring the main drive with you. I've seen it far too often where a camera bag gets dropped in the water or it gets stolen or something bad happens to it. And if there's only 2 copies of the images, they all go poof. The 6th thing to stop doing is to stop using dongles as much as we can. Whenever possible in photography or video editing, we want a direct connection between our external hard drive and our computer. And this has become less important as hard drive manufacturers have caught on to the ports that people have on their laptops or desktops. But the idea is, if you can, you want to buy a dedicated cord that can connect from your external hard drive directly into your computer. If you're using any sort of dongle, you really want to eliminate eliminate that from the system. Now, for those of you who don't know, a dongle is just an adapter. It adapts one type of connector to another, but anytime we have a dongle, it is a point of failure. So I'm gonna leave a couple links down in the description to help you kind of identify what type of connector you need on each end of your cord, but you can generally pick up a dedicated cord like this for about $7 on Amazon. If you wanna learn more about dongles and best practices around them, I'll leave a link up there in the corner to a video I made a couple years ago that explains everything. All right, number 7, please stop using unpowered USB hubs. This is a super common one that I see a lot of folks doing because a lot of modern laptops don't have enough ports in them to plug in all your hard drives, right? You maybe have your main drive, you have your backup drive, you gotta plug in your charger, and there's just not enough ports to do it. Well, an easy solution to that is to pick up something like this. This is a USB hub, right? Essentially one USB plug gives us a lot of different USB connections. The problem with USB hubs is many of them don't have external power. And what that means is this one USB plug is powering up to 4 devices. And when you start talking about external hard drives, particularly spinning external hard drives, hard disk drives, not SSDs, the power is just not enough to keep all 4 drives powered and happy. So instead, if you do need more ports, invest in a powered USB hub or a powered dongle. Here's an example right here of a powered hub. We can see it has 3 USB ports over on the side here, but in addition, it has an AC power adapter to keep all 3 of those ports powered. Gives them enough juice so that they can power the drives you plug into them. This is super important, particularly with those longer backup sessions. If you are using an unpowered hub like this, a lot of times during the backup session, your second drive may disconnect randomly because it's not getting enough power. So be sure that you can do that. Ideally though, make sure that the laptop that you buy has enough ports to allow you to connect all of the different drives you need to. And luckily manufacturers are putting more ports in as time goes on, which is solving that problem. All right, number 8 is to stop not having a cloud backup. I think everybody should have a cloud backup of their stuff. Cloud storage has gotten so cheap, particularly with services like Backblaze, which is $9 a month or $99 a year. And Backblaze will back up your internal hard drive and any external hard drives that you have connected as well. Unlimited storage for that same fixed cost. So if you don't have a cloud backup yet, I would definitely consider making that investment. I personally use Backblaze to back up my image and video files, and I love it. All right, finally, number 9. If your camera has 2 memory card slots where you can put 2 cards in the camera, utilize those 2 slots and make sure you put your camera on backup mode. I know I've said this before to you if you've been watching my videos for a while, but to me, the most dangerous part of the photography workflow is actually when our images are on the memory cards. I've seen more memory cards fail than almost anything else. And if you have 2 card slots, setting your camera to the backup mode and being sure that each photo gets copied to both memory cards goes a long way to preventing any future issues. Now do note that if you are a fast shooter, like you shoot sports or wildlife or things like that, sometimes one card is faster than the other, and that may lead to bottlenecking. So this isn't for everybody. There are some genres of photography where you kind of just have to shoot to your primary faster card. But for most everybody else, if you can, buy cards in matching capacities, right? 128 gig, 128 gig, and be sure that your camera is set to the backup mode so that every image gets copied to both cards. All right, everybody, those are my top 9 things I recommend you stop doing with photo and video management. I tried to think of everything, but I'm sure I missed a couple things that you all think are important. So if you have one, leave it down in the comments down below. I think everybody would like to see it. If you like this video, drop a like down below, hit subscribe to stay up to date with future videos, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Thanks, everybody, and happy shooting.